class, today we're going to look at where our notes live on the staff. So we'll be building on the knowledge we already have of the music alphabet, and we've looked at some of these notes. So if you've got your binder, go ahead and get out your amazing note reader workbook. If you don't have your binder, that's okay. Instead of filling it in, you can call out the note names out loud, or you can even take your own notes on a piece of notebook paper. So we're starting with the treble clef, and the first thing I want you to notice about the treble clef is this circle right here. So this circle always lands on the second line of the staff, and that second line of the staff for treble clef, or for our violin friends, is always going to be a G. So using our music alphabet, and that we know our pattern is line, space, what note comes after G? Well, since the music alphabet goes from A to G and then starts over, we know that the second space here has to be an A. So we're going to go ahead and fill in an A. So we go from this space up one line. So the next note in our music alphabet would be a B. Now we're going to go from this line to this space. So we go up another note, and that will be a C. We go up one more to this line, and what we get is a D. So what do you think this next space will be? If you said E, you are correct, and that happens to be the open E on the violin. And then if that is E, we go up one more note. What does it have to be? And of course, that is an F. Now let's go back down to our G. So when their notes are going down, we have to do the music alphabet backwards. So from G, we go to an F, and from F we go to an E. So we have a pattern here, and let's talk about that pattern on our next exercise. So our first line in the treble clef is E, and we knew that from the first exercise. Then we have G, because we have G clef. Remember the circle and always the second line. Up here we have a B. Then we have a D. And what is that one? Yep, it's an F. Okay, so on our lines we have E, G, B, D, F. A lot of people like to use a mnemonic device to remember a string of letters like that. So the one that I learned was every good boy does fine. Okay, so another popular one is every good boy deserves fudge, or every good burger deserves fries. Maybe you can make up your own device to remember those. So let's do it another way. We have E, G, B, D, F for the lines on the staff. So now let's look at the spaces. So we know our pattern goes line, space, line, space. So what comes after E? That would be a F. Now we're going to skip the G. So F, G, what comes next? Would be an A. Skip the B on the line to go to our next space, and we have C. Now we're going to skip the D line, and our next note is going to be an E, this is the open E on the violin, or fourth finger on the A. So what we have now is face. So the spaces in the treble clef spell out face if you go from the bottom to the top. Okay, now let's take a look at our third exercise for the treble clef. So once again, that is a G, because the circle is on the second line, and our second line is always a G. So I'm going to start here. Now I'm going to fill these out slowly, and try to stay ahead of me and fill them out on your page, Or if you're not filling it out, say the note name out loud while we do this. So, okay, so how did you do? So we have a G, a C, an A, a B, a D, an F, an E, and an E, and then an F. So take a look at what we got right here. Both of these notes are an E, but what we know is this is a higher note and this is an E, but it's a lower pitch. So it is possible to have more than one E, and this is why we need to learn to read our notes and not just the letters, because if you just write an E on your paper, how do you know which E to play? Do you play the open E up here? Or do you play the first finger E on the D? All right, so I hope this has been helpful, and everybody get your practice exercises in and have a great day. Goodbye.